Welcome into the final Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime of the 2015-16 season. And who better to have back than Jamie, who has been anywhere and everywhere the last couple of weeks, it seems. Jamie, welcome back.
I mean, basically, I just shacked up at the Hampton Inn for the last 2 weeks because I was in Lexington, covered the boys' Sweet 16, then I went and covered the Kentucky women. You basically just say, get out of the sports office.
That's what it was.
And stay at the Hampton
I didn't
Inn.
want you back there in the office.
Yeah, it was fun,
And
though.
it worked out. It was fun for me, fun for you.
Yeah, we were all by ourselves. Lauren was elsewhere. We're just better independent. That's what you're saying.
We've also reached the final weekend of the college basketball season with one Kentucky team still in contention for a national championship. It's not Kentucky. It's not Louisville. It's Morehead State.
Yeah.
They're in Nevada for winner-take-all Game 3 of the CBI Championship Series. Eagles down 2 early. Brent Arrington drives baseline, steps back, hits the jumper. Tie game in Reno. Again, down 2. Nice play, drawn up for Xavier Moon. Gets the screen, stops and pops. His jumper ties the game at 4. Back and forth we would go. Wolfpack retake the lead. Tyron Criswell drives and dishes to DJ Fenner in the corner. His 3-ball puts the Wolfpack up 3.
His 3-ball is real good.
He was really good. Eagles staying right with the pack, though. Corbin Collins gets the screen on the give and go. His jumper pulls Morehead to within 1. Off the Nevada miss, Collins passes ahead to Lionel Gaines, and the Louisville native finishes at the rim, putting the Eagles on top by 1. Now down 1. Morehead clawing right back. Moon around the pick and right to the rim, high off the glass and in. Eagles back up by 1. Wolfpack, though, playing defense, and while they're playing at home. Criswell comes up with the steal, takes it all the way himself, gets the hoop and the harm. Nevada back on top by 2 after the free throw. Eric Cooper is really good from downtown, but you know what? He fakes it, steps in, a little higher percentage shot. Wolfpack go up by 4. Then they go inside. Cameron Oliver on the block, the turn, the bucket. Part of a 10-0 run by Nevada to go up 9. We go to the Highlands Health scoreboard. This game is currently in overtime. Unfortunately, we can't see the ending, but Morehead tied it. A couple of free throws by Eli Marrero with a couple of seconds left to tie it at 75 in this game. Winner take all in overtime, tied at 75, fitting ending to the CBI Championship Series.
We were going crazy before we came out to the set. It was wild.
Staying with college basketball, freshman Jamal Murray announced this afternoon his intention to put his name into the NBA draft, becoming the first Wildcat this season to do so.
Hashtag one and done. Murray quickly gained a reputation across college basketball as a knockdown shooter, but developed other areas of his game as well. He says while he looks up to several NBA players, he has always just wanted to be himself.
You know, Coach Kyle kind of restrained me from doing all the spin the defense and all the dribbling. So, but I had fun this year, and I'm not thinking about Steph Curry or anybody like that. I'm just trying to be me. I've looked up to many players. My dad looked up to Jordan. I looked to some of the point guards, but I just try to be me at the end of the day. I try not to copy too many people. I just try to have my own style so that people can say they want to be like me one day.
Bringing that bow and arrow to the NBA, right?
From college to high school, you went out to Hazard this afternoon for a signing.
That's right, and I went there tonight for baseball. We'll get to that later. The Atlas Lloyd Eagles picking up a Bulldog to play next season in Pippa Passes. Hazard shooting guard Colby Johnson signs with ALC, so she'll be rocking an Eagle jersey next year. She scored 999 points in her career with the Bulldogs and finished up her senior season as the second leading scorer on the team, averaging 14 points per game. She says she's grateful for everyone who helped her get this far.
I'm just very blessed that I get to play 4 more years of basketball, a game I love, and I want to thank all my family, the players that I've played with, all the coaches, and God. It was just working hard with dedication and not giving up on your dreams. Anyone can try college. If they want to play a sport in college, they can. It just takes dedication and the timing to do it.
I think we should petition Coach Brashear to find a scoring error in the scorebook and get her 1 extra point. That'd be awesome.
I agree.
Just shy, but nonetheless a really good career for Colby. Coming up, more basketball, but we first visit, you teased it, the baseball and softball diamonds.
So highlights from the game on Kentucky, the Kentucky Classic, and the Estill County Engineers paying a visit to Perry County for a showdown with the Hazard Bulldogs.
Welcome back. We ended the last block with Hazard basketball. Now how about some Hazard baseball?
Yeah, John Meehan's team, they're doing pretty good. The Bulldogs red hot to start the season, 10-1. Only loss is to Harlan County at Harlan County.
Black Bears.
That's right.
Gur.
Coach Meehan and the squad at home taking on Estill County tonight before they head to Myrtle Beach next week.
Oh, lucky.
It must be nice for that. Bottom 1, no score. Griffin Wells on second, and Big Poppy Rudy Slices one to right, in comes Wells. Bulldogs on top 1-0. 2 batters later, Ryan Smith jacks one. That falls. Cole Ratliff, come on in. He touches the scoring dish. Hazard up 3-0. Smith on with a stand-up double. Thank you very much. Next batter, Andy Baker. He cooks it. Nice hit to left there, and here comes Smith. Hazard with a 4-run first inning. Let's move to the top of the third. Still 4-0 Dogs. Peyton Rose smashes one down the third base line. Tanner Crow slides in. He's safe. Got to get dirty. Still 4-1 Hazard. Top 4 now, same score. Blake Lockhart gets a little wild with a pitch here. Zach Withers, he turns on the Jets, scores. Estill still down a couple of runs. Bottom of the inning now, that's when the Engineers have their own problems. Wild pitch, scores Wells. You throw some wild pitches back in your day at Allen Central?
Couple.
There's another wild pitch. That's Big Poppy, Rudy Aikman again scoring. Bulldogs move to 11-1 on the season, 7-2 over Estill County.
More so wild throws from third to first. Perry Central and Jackson City meeting up in pool play for the Game On Kentucky Classic in Breathitt County. Bottom of the first, one on for Lauren Fugit. Busts one to left. Lexi Haddix come on around to score. Lady Doors up 1-0 early. Bottom 4 now, same score. Haddix, who just scored, well, now she's going to drive in a run. The RBI single beats the throw to first. Katie Campbell taps the plate, 2-0 Perry Central. Top of the 6th now, Lady Tigers still trailing 3-0 when Shade Trent, every bit of it, over the fence for a home run. A solo shot for the senior, but Perry Central gets a complete game from Lauren Fugit in the circle. Lady Doors get the win, 3-1 over Jackson City.
So you had a home run in your highlights.
Yeah, just wait and see. You'll have your turn.
Okay, game 2, Breathitt County. We got Powell County McGoffin going at it. Bottom of the first, 2-1 for Hannah Skaggs. She shoots one into center field. That's going to roll onto the fence. 2 runs come across. McGoffin County leads. We go bottom 2nd now. Lady Hornets up 5-0. Jazzy Howard rips one up the middle. She's in for a stand-up double. Another run scores. That's an RBI, of course. So up 6-0 now. Getting bad. Still 2nd inning. And the hits, they keep coming. Jazzy Howard jogs in from second there. After that hit, 7-0 Lady Hornets. McGoffin's still not done. Now, I say you had a home run. I have a home run, too.
That's a monster.
That is a monster. Aaron Boley just launches that one. A 2-run shot. The Lady Hornets cruise over Powell County 11-0 in 5 innings.
Now, earlier in the show, we heard from UK freshman Jamal Murray, who will be taking his talents to the NBA.
Yeah, hashtag one and done. Up next, we will check in with the NBA as teams battle for seeding as the regular season winds down and the playoffs draw near.
Welcome back. Some NBA highlights. The Toronto Raptors on the road in Memphis to battle the Grizzlies. Toronto on the offensive. Kyle Lowry receives the ball in transition, lets it fly, buries the 3. Raptors have a 1-point lead on the road. DeMar DeRozan, he can also hit the long-range jumper for Toronto. His 3-ball from the corner.
He played at USC.
Puts the Raptors up 2. That he did. Grizzlies down 1 in the 2nd. Lane Stevenson creates some space, connects on the jumper. Memphis now goes up by 1. How about this play? Jordan Farmar gets the block on DeRozan, gets the loose ball, finds Stevenson wide open at the other end, and Stevenson knows what to do with it. But Toronto gets its 51st win of the season, 99-95, the final in Memphis over the Grizzlies.
I got LeBron James and Cleveland visiting the Atlanta Hawks. The former
mistake giving you these highlights.
Former Florida Gator Al Horford getting it done early.
Ooh.
Yeah. Really getting it done. But here comes LeBron James. That puts the Cavs up by 1. Nice ball movement here now. The feed inside to Kevin Love. The shuffle pass to Tristan Thompson. He played at Texas. Good slam there. Cleveland by 9. And then LeBron James. Yeah, he does that. Cleveland Cavaliers. They go on to win this game barely. 110-108 over the Hawks.
Minnesota at Utah for a Western Conference showdown. Former Kentucky Wildcat Trey Lyles in the highlights. Nice shot fake, step back, 3-pointer. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
And in the house.
Utah on the run. Lyles again drives in from the wing, up off the glass for the layup. Jazz now by 5. How about another former Wildcat, Tayshaun Prince up top to Andrew Wiggins to in the first quarter. Lyles was hot though in the first half. The drive, the pass fake, gets it to fall and one. He would convert the three-point play with the free throw, and the Jazz hang on to win it at home 98-85 over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, still to come on the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime, we preview this weekend's Final Four.
Yeah, hear from Villanova, Oklahoma, Syracuse, and North Carolina about being 2 wins away from a title.
Let's get you set for this weekend's action with the Saturday slate sponsored tonight and all season long by Union College. A pretty big event going on this weekend, Jamie. The Final Four down in Houston, Texas with Villanova, Oklahoma, Syracuse, and North Carolina.
Depending on who you like. The Wildcats are in the national semifinals for the first time since 2009. And GQ man Jay Wright says at this point in the season, the players understand the objective on the court. The hard part is keeping them focused with everything surrounding them off the court.
I think what we learned the last time we were at the Final Four is that is the biggest challenge. Because at this time of the year, basketball-wise, you're playing your 39th game. The guys know what they're doing. And motivationally, these guys are so fired up about it. They want to win. It's trying to keep them focused on basketball, keep them focused on being humble, keep them focused on reality. Because a lot of what goes on here is not reality. It's great, but it takes you, you spend 2/3 of your day talking about yourself. When we teach these guys all the time, life's not about you, it's about what you do for others. We talk about that all the time, but then you come here and all we do is talk about ourselves.
As for the Oklahoma Sooners, they are led by Buddy Hield, the recipient of the Oscar Robertson Player of the Year award. But Hield is not the only guy on the team that can play some ball. Head coach Lon Kruger led Kansas State to back-to-back Elite Eights in 1972 and 73 as a point guard. And during Thursday's media availability was asked to compare his game to that of Buddy's.
Well, I don't have to throw aside humility to say it doesn't resemble Buddy at all. Buddy's played at a special level. Couldn't be more pleased for him, and primarily because of the way he's handled it. He's not changed a bit. His passing around the praise, complimenting his teammates, coming with enthusiasm and passion every day. It's great to see. So, no, there's not many comparisons in our game. The comparison would be that I had really good teammates also. And unlike in Buddy's case, we won a couple championships and they had to give it to someone on a championship team. So I think that's why it went our way.
I'm glad that Lon didn't admit that he was better than Buddy. The second game tomorrow night features 10-seed Syracuse, 1-seed North Carolina. The Orange is the lowest seed to make a Final Four since the 11-seeded VCU did it back in 2011. There are some ties between the two programs now. Syracuse head coach Jim Boeheim beat UNC head coach Roy Williams in the 2003 national championship when Williams was with Kansas. Boeheim thinks back to what he told Williams 13 years ago after that title game.
Yeah, I remember I said you win one. I didn't tell him he'd win two, but I hope I didn't make him think he could win three. But same thing Bob Knight said to me. He said, you'll win one of these one day in '87. He didn't tell me it was going to be 16 years, but he did say that to me. And it's when you win the national championship, as far as me, everybody's different. Everybody has their own thoughts. But I think that if you can win a national championship in coaching, I don't care if you coach 50 years, it's good.
Finally, for the Tar Heels, their trip to the Final Four may be overshadowed by the academic scandal that has been a major topic of discussion all season. The NCAA is still investigating more than 20 years of academic fraud that is much bigger than just the men's basketball program. But head coach Roy Williams says this weekend should be about the 4 teams playing for a national title and not the other stuff that he calls junk.
Well, it really hasn't affected the coaching part because it's been my sort of salvation. I go over there and I don't think about all that stuff. And, we have talked about it so much. It's been such a big story that I'm tired of it. We have in my opinion, the greatest sporting event there is, the Final Four going on. And it's about 4 schools, 4 teams, 4 coaching staffs who've worked their tail off to get here, and all that other stuff that sometimes I call junk has been talked about too much. I really want to focus on my team and the other guys, their teams, and what's happening, because it's okay to be a college basketball player, and it's a great, great event to be in the Final Four. And
Finally, an update on the CBI Finals Championship Series Game 3. Morehead State had the ball with 12 seconds left, down 1 point. They had a decent look but could not get it to drop. Nevada with the rebound, they fouled, and the Wolfpack would make both free throws. 1.5 seconds left. Eagles got a good look at the half-court heave, but a half-court heave's a half-court heave. It rimmed out. That will be your final. 85-82, Morehead State loses in the CBI Final, 85-82 to the Nevada Wolfpack. A great season for Sean Woods, the lone Kentucky team remaining in the postseason, but a tough draw having to go on the road to the West Coast in the last 2 games of that series.
Yeah, that's really tough. But, I mean, at the end of the day, though, great season because a lot of the times you think, CBI, CIT, NIT. Well, you know, you got a lot of extra time with your guys. I know that matters a lot to Sean Woods.
And he made the point the other day, or Monday after they won Game 1, he said, had we won the conference, we would have been out already.
Yeah.
We're still playing, so great season for Woods and the Eagles. Sure. Well, that's the final Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime of the season. He and Jamie will be back tomorrow for the last Saturday show of the year.
Lauren and Jamie.
Lauren and Jamie,
Not
what did I say?
He and Jamie.
Sorry, Lauren and Jamie. And thanks for watching. Good night.
Come back and join us tomorrow.